Number 4 reads, it says, Austin and Amanda are working on their chemistry study guide together. It takes them 2.5 hours to finish it. If Amanda can do 5 problems for every 2 problems that Austin can do, how long would it take Amanda to complete it by herself? Okay, so again, let's set up our chart. So we have here Austin and Amanda, and then the time that it takes for them to do this here together. Okay, so it says it takes them 2.5 hours to finish it. So we're assuming that they're working together on that. So it takes them 2.5 hours there. Now, it doesn't tell me individually here, so I'm going to have to figure this out. Now, this is a little bit more complicated than the other 3 here because it really didn't tell you how much faster, it just made a comparison. So the comparison was that Amanda could do 5 problems for every 2 problems that Austin could do. So what we need to do is sort of compare the rate. And so we need to think how many times or how much faster does Amanda work? So from 2 to 5 here, that means Amanda would be working 2.5 times faster than Austin. So on our time, which is going to really confuse it here because now we're switching from rate to time. And so this means Austin is going to take 2.5 times longer. So for Austin, we're going to say 2.5x, and then Amanda would be x. All right, so here again, let's get our rates set up. And so their rates here, we're talking about one study guide. So one study guide in 2.5x hours, one study guide in x hours, and together, one study guide in 2.5 hours. So I'm going to switch that to 2.5. Now, with these decimals, that might make it a little bit difficult to think of a common denominator. So we may be switching out of a decimal form here. But let's go ahead and write our equation. So we have 1 over 2.5x plus 1 over x equals 1 over 2.5. That's really not that hard as I was contemplating here, maybe changing these to fractions, but that's not necessary. I think we could tell here that the common denominator would just be 2.5x or 2.5x. So we're going to multiply each term here by 2.5x. Okay, now we can go to canceling. So those would cancel there. The x's would cancel out here, so that would give me 2.5. And 2.5's cancel here, and so that would give me x. So we have 1 plus 2.5 would be 3.5. Now, let's see if this sort of answers the question here. So the question is, how long would it take Amanda to complete it by herself? Now, recall the time for Amanda was x, so this is the answer to the question. So by herself here, it would take Amanda 3.5 hours.